Sir, on behalf of my party, I rise to oppose the demands of the Home Ministry and support cut motions moved by me. Home Ministry, though law and order is a state subject, Home Ministry is one of the biggest departments of the Government of India and, to my mind, the most important. It has got 18 divisions, 7 forces like Assam Police, BSF, CISF, CRP, ITBP, NSG and Sashastra Bal. There are 27 organizations under the ministry. Like earlier we are commenting on the HRD ministry, Home Ministry has not received a budget cut. Rather, there has been a 16% jump in MHS budgetary allocation, which is only proper. CRP has been, IB has got a jump. The paramilitary forces have got an average hike of 10%. There has been 1,000 crores given to Nirbhaya Fund for relief of Jammu and Kashmir migrants. 580 crores have been allotted. And CRP, ITBP, including CBI, they have all received jump in their allocations. Now, to start with, I want to mention to Rajnath ji, through you, sir, that please look at the successes of the government of West Bengal as compared to your failures on some counts. I'll later detail it. One of the major failures of the present Home Ministry is on the left-wing extremist front. In April alone, there were 4 major incidents of Maoist attacks on security forces. In one, 7 BSF Jawans were killed and a mine-sweeping vehicle was blown up by the extremists. Compare this to the performance of West Bengal. There, without killing Maoists, the state government has been able to wean away the tribals from the Maoist fold, so that even after the death of Kisanji in an encounter, who was second in command to Ganpati, the Maoist leader, there has been no spurt in Maoist violence. 3 districts of West Bengal which were earlier affected by Maoist violence, West Dinajpur, Bankura and Purulia, are today free. Because why? They have seen development, roads, schools, hospitals being built. They have also seen tribals being inducted into the police forces, NVF, and given other government jobs. I think Rajnath ji would do well to emulate the example of West Bengal in having control on Maoists. At this point of time, I have no hesitation in saying that I am all for a soft approach. Maoists should surrender, give the tribals more rights. But the present group of Maoists who operate in Chhattisgarh can only be met with the sternest possible measures. I feel that the government is yet to take a decision. I do not believe in using the army against our own people. But if Maoists think they can overthrow the Indian state by violence, the Indian state must show that it can counter Maoist violence. There is no place in Indian democracy for people who believe in overthrow by force. The way earlier Congress leaders were killed, then before that 76 CRP people were butchered. These are matters which cannot be dealt with lightly, and I urge Rajnath ji to follow the carrot and big stick approach. You must show results on the ground in controlling Maoists, especially in Chhattisgarh district of Bijapur, Kanker, etc., etc. and Dantewada. How come they are able to blow up your mine-sweeping vehicles? How come they have got barrel launchers? And how are those arms smuggled into the Chhattisgarh area? This is a matter which concerns the government of India, and it must show the determination and political will to counter this problem. The other success of the West Bengal government that I want to mention is achieving peace in Darjeeling. There was a violent movement in Darjeeling Hills demanding a separate state of Gorkhaland. We had a tripartite agreement which gave Gorkhaland territorial administration to people in the hills. Development is taking place in the hills. There has been no demand for a separate state in Darjeeling for a long time. No violent agitation, no bunds, no strike. This has been achieved due to the no-nonsense attitude of the Chief Minister. The government should emulate this when similar demands take place in Bodoland, similar demands take place somewhere in North Kachar and Mikir Hills, or in other parts of the Northeast. Unfortunately, we are not able to do so, and only in December, one NDFB group led by Songbijit, they massacred poor tribals. The government of India was not able to prevent the same. I think that's a major failure. Talks with militant Nagas are going on in a house in Lodi Estate for a long time, years together. You have not been able to achieve an agreement with the NSC and IM. It's time that government draws a line and says that by this time we want to achieve one breakthrough in the negotiations with the militant Nagas, who are the biggest force, not yet in the government's fold. One of the major achievements of the last government was surrender of Arvind Rajakhawa, the president of the ULFA. There is a small section of ULFA still in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and all that. It would be good if they could be brought to the negotiation tables, but otherwise, the rest of the ULFA has to be tackled firmly again. The government must replicate the success of the previous government in countering the United Liberation Forces of Assam. In J&K, there is no doubt that the situation has improved. Elections have taken place, and a new government has been formed, of which the BJP is a part. It is true that the statements by the J&K CM, when he said that people across the border, the Hurriyat, they also held peaceful elections. This was not welcomed throughout the country. I do not mind a soft approach by the J&K CM. Yesterday on the plane, sir, I saw this film called Haidar, first time. I do not appreciate the way Kashmiri youths, No, did you know? On the plane, they're showing it on the channel. The way Kashmiri young boys were tortured made me sick. I do not want repetition of that. But after all, as I always say, that if people take to the gun, they will be met with the gun. Red terror is met with white terror. And militant violence is met with state violence. But the state violence must be effective. It should not violate human rights. And now it is time. I saw a statement by the young Minister of State for Home. He's saying that no withdrawal of AFSPA in Arunachal. I do not know where there is a problem in Arunachal that you want to keep the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. There is a lot of reaction against that. But you suddenly gave a statement. I think the government should take a decision on AFSPA, whether unbridled power to the security forces to kill militants should be there. In West Bengal, we are able to achieve peace without all these draconian powers. Why should you not do it? And I read the report of the Home Ministry. The UPA government had appointed a team of interlocutors headed by Dilip Padgaonkar. I think they really worked hard to produce a report. I would like the government's reaction to the report of the interlocutors and what are the steps that have been taken in this matter. Islamic militancy is also a problem. Recently, the BJP politically created a lot of hullabaloo about one Khagragar incident that took place in West Bengal. They're trying to link that incident to the TMC being in power. Now the NIA has submitted the charge sheet. There is no connection with any TMC. And the failure to stop infiltration from Bangladesh is that of the government. You say you have fenced 90% of the border. Why have you not been able to?
You mean AITC, not TMC?
TMC is our party's name, AITC, All India Trinamool
Party
Congress.
has been formed in Tamil Nadu.
Please,
No, no, I
please
know.
address the chair, please.
Sir.
Wind up, please, wind up.
No, he is helping me, sir. He is a good man.
You are a professor. He did not
AITC,
help you.
they are
You
trying
all-
to link
what is-
it.
what is
They were
this
trying
here?
to link it to us, but it has been proved. But people who are staying in India and trying to create violence in Bangladesh, they should be made firmly. And what is the border security force doing? Sir, if you go to a border area in Bengal, the main complaint about border security force is that they take money for every herd of cattle which crosses from India into Bangladesh. We have not been able to control. And if there are illegal immigrants or infiltrators, why is the border security force on which such huge expenditure?
Please try to wind up.
Sir, just few minutes and I'll wind up. Huge expenditure being incurred. Sir, the BSF has huge. BSF has a budget of 12,517 crores. With all that money spent on them, they can't stop infiltration. So, sir, I would like the Home Minister to look into this. Sir, one of the mandates of the Home Ministry, as I noticed, is to preserving and promoting national integration and communal harmony. Sir, this seems to be under some threat because of statements made by members of the ruling party. Also because of unwarranted attacks on churches in various parts of India. The Home Minister must state firmly that such attacks should not be tolerated. Such statements against the Constitution of the country should not be tolerated. The Prime Minister has stated that he believes in only one Dharam Granth, that is the Constitution of India. Where in the Constitution is there a scope for attack on churches or on calling a particular community bad names? There is no, the Home Ministry must go on a media overdrive to speak in favor of preserving communal harmony. Sir, lastly, we have formed many organizations. The NIA is there, the NatGrid is there, the IB was there already. But I'd like to know how much our intelligence has improved. How much inputs we are getting about anti-national elements. Or is the IB same as was previously, that is only feeding political output, such and such opposition party is getting strong? That is not the job of the IB. IB should point out where the threat or the danger to the nation are. Lastly, sir, on women's security, there was the Nirbhaya Fund, which was first started during Mr. Chidambaram's tenure. Now this year again 1,000 crores have been given. But still we are reading about atrocities on young women, particularly in and around Delhi. What is the problem that incidents of violence on women are happening in Delhi, Bombay, other places? Why was the proposal of the Women and Child Development Minister, Maneka Gandhi, for setting up a rape crisis center in every district not accepted by the Home Ministry? This is a matter that needs to be looked into, and we would like the Home Ministers to specify what work has been done by the Home Department in ensuring women's security against sexual molestation. So lastly, yes, Nirbhaya, nothing was done. For 1 year, nothing was done. Now, they are saying that they'll do something. Maneka Gandhi's proposal was rejected by her own government. Lastly, the union territories are also under this ministry. Recently, one MP from Lakshadweep, he made us sign on petition. Yes, he is here, wanting for a legislative assembly. Why shouldn't there be a legislative assembly in Andaman and Lakshadweep? There is no point in not having. I think Rajnath Singh ji, senior minister, will take a bold stand that he will have a legislative assembly everywhere. I again say that the job of the Home Minister is not easy.
Okay.
It is to maintain peace in a country with large diversity, which has large number of neighbors and hence border. We have also coastal problem. The 2008 26/11 took place from the sea. Recently on Gujarat coast, one boat was intercepted with huge amount of narcotics in it. I think it is time that the government guards up and gets its act in order so that the country is a safer place for its citizens, the responsibility of which squarely lies on the shoulders of the Home Minister. Thank you, sir.